As the wheat's coming out of dormancy, you may be thinking about where you're going to put that wheat after harvest. And Carol, there's a lot of options that producers can be looking at this time of year.
Absolutely. This is a great time to take a trip out to your storage facilities, walk around and look at some of your harvest equipment and get some of these things out of mothballs and see what we need to do to prepare for this next harvest. When we look at grain bins, there's many things that you can be doing now to prepare for that new harvest crop to go into storage, and that'll save you some money and some time down the road. We want to prevent those insects and the rodents and the birds from stealing our profits, and now is the time when you need to do the work to do that.
Kind of walk us through some of the options that producers have.
Well, of course, we've got in Oklahoma three main options for storage, and of course the steel bins are a go-to for most people. We also have our concrete elevators and flat storages around the state. Of course, with our seismic activity in the past year or two, there's some added things we need to look at this year, and one is the cracks and foundations and any loose bolts on the steel bins, any cracks, any recorrugation on the steel sheets would all indicate some kind of change in that bin, which could be a catastrophic situation when you fill it with grain.
Now let's talk about the bags also. There's also that option.
We have the grain bags out, the big white tubes,
right.
Grain bags. Now's a good time to be looking at your land. The land use you're going to put those on. Look at the drainage, prepare that land now and get it all leveled off, and make sure you've got your supply for the bags sealed down for the summer. Look at your equipment so that it's ready to put grain in those bags. If you're looking at tote sacks, you're going to put those into a flat storage, and you want to prepare that flat storage by making sure it's clean, swept out, dry. If there's any leaks in the building, now's the time to fix that, not when you've got it full of tote sacks.
Right.
So now's the time to do those things, not when you're hurried at harvest and you've got everything else on your mind and it goes undone.
Now you've also come up with a one-stop shop fact sheet here.
We do. We have a new fact sheet. It's BAE 1112. It's called Preparing Grain Bins and Flat Storages Prior to Harvest or Incoming Product Storage. So it's a long title. But this fact sheet has some good information about maintenance and preparing those buildings and their storage structures for the coming harvest. The coolest thing about this fact sheet is Edmund Barger, our extension stored product entomologist specialist, put together a large table on the different products, chemicals that you can use for empty bin sprays and exterior sprays to help you keep the insect population down. We had the 3 years of drought. We didn't have a lot of insect pressure those 3 years, so we kind of got a false sense of security, thinking we're never going to have insects again.
Right.
Well, last year they were back in full force. So this is a one-stop shop to find all the information about those chemicals that are available to producers and storage managers, and help them maintain the quality of their grain without insects.
Because it's easier to get ahead of the insects while there's no grain in the bin.
Exactly, that's right. And many of these you can use without a fumigation license. They're a spray. Of course, make sure you got all your protective gear on, but we can do perimeter sprays to keep down the insects on the outside, that their next stop is inside in your grain. And then you can spray the empty bin and prepare it, get rid of all of those insects that have harvested over the winter, and they're just waiting for your new crop to have dinner on.
So this is a perfect time to prepare for the wheat crop.
Absolutely. Yeah, don't wait. Do it now.
Okay.
Enjoy these nice days.
I'm telling you. Okay, Carol, thank you very much.
Thank
and we'll
you.
put a link to that fact sheet on our website, sunup.okstate.edu.